Welcome back everyone to the Spearhead cast. With me, Mats. We got a 2v2 for you all on the Eastern Front. Let's go through the players, shall we? On the Axis side we have Erok Shakur as Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. We have Mthis as the Wehrmacht without a commander yet. And on the Soviet side we have Robertos as the Rifle Division. And Professor as the Motor Division. Ooh, good mix. Let's see if Mthis has picked anything. Not yet. So we have an Eastern Front fight here, where the Wehrmacht is gonna try and keep the Soviet advance at bay, as the Soviets keep pushing the Germans out of the motherland. Let's see how this will go for them. It looks like it's also another non-Germans present. Ostfront are being called in by Erok Shakur. This should be an interesting game, because Ostdivision is very static. You can get a lot of cheap infantry in the form of Ostfront. I believe they're only 180. Not that we can check it here, I think. Anyway. Ostfront are essentially either Volksdeutsche, which means non-ethnic Germans, aka Germans who live in other countries, or they are essentially conscripted people, or even volunteers sometimes, from Eastern European countries or other occupied territories. But to note, these people are generally not Germans, the Ostfront. So that is an interesting facet about them. And while the Germans keep advancing to the flank, the Soviets are advancing slowly. Lots of conscripts being formed up. We also have some actual Fontoviki arriving for the Soviets. Also have some Grenadiers coming out to support the Ostfront. These guys are actual Germans because they're Grenadiers. And while the other flank, it looks like the conscripts are immediately fighting against the pioneers and the Volksgrenadiers.
More of our troops have been lost.
Still no commander choice from Mthis though. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so it looks like the Grenadiers are being armed with Gewehr 43s and are supporting the Ostfront's advance. I definitely think the are these still here? Yeah, Gewehr 43s will definitely give them the upper hand at these ranges. The Soviets are gonna take heavy losses. Meanwhile, the Soviets are being mowed down out in the open fields here. Ow, that sucks. Looks like an MG42 is coming out. No machine gun for the Osttrupps yet. Maxim arriving for the southern Soviet flank. This map, if you're wondering, is Rails and Metal. It's a vanilla map. Everyone has access to this one, I think. Don't think those engineers are gonna get out of there. Or they might. Okay, using a very sneaky retreat route. That's nice to see. But I think they're gonna get shot at from the Ostfront here. He just have ran when he had the chance, and yeah, he's gonna get mowed down.
A squad of infantry has been killed.
You know, the Germans are slowly pushing up on the other Soviet front. Maxim's being set up though. Rifle grenade going out by the Grenadiers, killing the gunner. That's why I got not gonna the conscripts from getting close. Now we have Volksgrenadiers behind here. Molotov going in on them. You know, the southern flank, the other Maxim is suppressing the Ostfront. Conscripts pushing up. Another rifle grenade going in for another Grenadier. Ah! I think he went Leichte. Because I think that icon is for the Leichte division. That should just check. Indeed, he's like this. So we have a mechanized and mechanized motorized force against each other on the northern front, and an infantry-based force on the southern front. Okay, this is gonna be interesting.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Well, it looks so far that the Germans are doing pretty well here early game, but the scout car is coming in with the Odon here, and this could be a very threatening force early on. And the Volksgrenadiers have not been armed with Panzerfausts yet, so they have no anti-tank capabilities. Oh, we have the 25th Panzer Grenadiers now for the Ostdivision. A very interesting unit they get access to, of all things, because this is the only Panzer Grenadier division in the entire war, I believe, that was fully motorized. The Germans just didn't have enough trucks or other mechanized units to transport them. But these guys were actually able to have a fully motorized corps, so they could move around to all the fronts very easily and fast. Very interesting Ost gets them, but I suppose Ost does need a little bit more of a experienced frontline troop. Not looking so good for the Soviets so far. But the Odon here could change that potentially. Ah, there is a command scout car though. Oh, the miss. That thing has a 50 cal. And the 50 cal can pierce straight through that. Oh boy, that's lethal. That's the power of a 50 cal right there. More Ostrom trying to come. There's the commies here now to oversee the conscripts. Come down, I believe, the artillery. No, actual artillery. Okay. More grenadiers coming in. It looks like the north of German front really got taken apart by that scout car, but they are calling in a Puma to fight back. Another Odon squad has arrived. The Odon are essentially Soviet special forces, and I believe these guys will essentially end up becoming the Spetsnaz in the Cold War. So these are like the precursors of the Spetsnaz. They're essentially meant to be special operations troops and forward recon. Very good units actually, perhaps a little bit too good. The fact that you can get a lot of them and they're 6-man squads is, I think, what people generally complain about. Well, it's because they are really good. They are also, however, very expensive. Panzer Grenadiers coming up here to try and stop the conscripts. Well, that's a Molotov going in their position. But good, he has prepared another position to fall back to. That's how you do it. Ah, but the scout car got destroyed by the Puma. Ah, he's hunting down the Odon. That is a very brave Puma. But I suppose there's nothing here to counter it, so there's a usage of it. The Odon can also sneak if you want to go that route, so they are very good at doing stuff like that. Oh, the Volksgrenadiers have been armed with Thompsons, which is one of the abilities you get to do with them if you're playing Slighted. You essentially get captured Thompsons to work with. Oh, the engine block has been hurt, and that's got to open up to an anti-tank raid. And that's that dead. Yeah, well, the Germans are slowly being pushed back now by the Soviets. Soviets are making a comeback with all their units. But I think this maximum might go down to all the rifle fire.
Manufacturing capability has been increased.
Meanwhile, the Germans are securing the northern front slowly. They've even called in an Opel Blitz with a Panzer Grenadier squad, I think. Valentine tank has arrived. And then Lee's tank from the British to the Soviets that the Soviets got really fond of. They only like to use these in aggressive recon operations, I believe. Which is exactly what Soviet recon tactics was about. It was actually about being very aggressive. Let's see, mortar for the southern Soviet flank. It's a 6 truck. Done now being ordered to sneak, which is generally what you can do with them. You can sneak up here, but there's a lack of cover apart from the shrubbery here. So it's a slight cover, but getting this close to all these grenadiers and such, probably not a good thing. Panzer Grenadiers have been unloaded and being armed with MP40s. But Opel Blitz is down. Valentine got a shot on it.
The enemy has inflicted losses upon us.
And well, Puma on the southern flank and a mortar half-track coming into for the Germans. Ostdivision is a really cool oh, that's Molotov right in the Grenadiers! Oh, that's painful. Now, Ostdivision is a really cool commander because it's a full-on static defense one for the Wehrmacht, which is really cool to see because they can really dig in heavily. Late game, they even get access to something called the Panther Turm, which is essentially a bunker, but with a Panther turret strapped to the top of it, essentially made to fit it. It's a really intriguing commander that really can just lock down an area if you get the late game. It is lacking in assault capabilities though, which you would kind of expect. Valentine relocating southwards, seeing their comrade is in trouble. Using a smoke grenade to try and blind the tank. Udon is slowly creeping up. You have to be very careful with their movements. Oh, Puma is coming to try and attack the Valentine. But one shot from Valentine is enough. More dance squads have arrived in the scout car. Or in an armored car to be exact. Oh, we also have the crowd mower present. And then Lee's American half-track armed with quad 50 cals. And this thing is devastating. But the issue is, these pioneers have an anti-tank rifle. And they already disabled the gun. The Soviets are starting to overrun the northern position. But the Germans are getting packs now. And another Puma. A lot of flow in this game, it's good to see. Ostfront and Grenadiers hold up here behind this train cart. Cis free for the Soviet Union. That'll definitely threaten any Puma that tries to come up. Udon is sneaking up here. Being very cautious. Oh, we also have some guards coming in here for the Rifle Division. This is a unique elite unit that only the Rifle Regiment can call in. You can only have one enemy in the field at a time, and they can be specialized for all sorts of roles. Really impressive, folks. He's armed him with scoped SVT, but ooh, this Puma might be in trouble. Yeah, anti-tank grenade on him. And that's how you use an ambush. But now they need to get into cover, because they're gonna get pinned down there in the open. That's the power of the Udon right there. And immediately Mthis is gonna get a recon squad to stop them from sneaking up again. Mortar half-track present. We want to be counter barrage. Interesting. Quad mower moving up again. Double quad mower. Okay. It's just there's a pack here, and one pack shot is enough. Now the cover does not really help a lot against 4 quads. Like, it is an insane amount of firepower this thing can dish out on infantry. But these guards have to pull back. That's a very costly squad to lose. Udon is slowly pushing up again. Valentine and Soviets taking to the front line. Well, Panzer Grenadiers being called in. Oh, these guys have incendiary grenades. I did not know that. So that is probably that Maxim. High explosive shot from the Cis 3 though. Almost killed the Panzer Grenadiers. Very intriguing units. There's a lot of units here I don't see that often. Generally people go for the normal Panzer Grenadiers, but you also get these guys. And these guys are armed with LMG-34 and MP-40s and all kinds of stuff. So intriguing stuff. And it's good to see the MT-34 being used. People generally underestimate it because they'd rather go for the MT-42, but the MT-34 is not a bad weapon. And they're pulling back. Meanwhile, on the southern front, the Germans are slowly pushing back. They have gotten a headset though. a tank destroyer mounted on the Panzer 38C chassis, I think. It's actually a Czech tank, which the Germans used early on in the war. Lieutenant present here for the Ost Division. Probably him right there in the uniform with actual camouflage on. Panzer Grenadiers have been armed with a... oh, they've grabbed the Panzerbüchse. But they have a scoped Gewehr 43 and a Panzerbüchse. Grenade coming in the guards. That's probably a dead guard squad, yep. That's a costly one. Oh, did the Germans lose their recon? Huh. I must have missed that. Hetzer is pushing northwards though. More propaganda artillery being called in on the German front line. Not that there's that many troops manning it at the moment. But the lieutenant is pushing up pretty vigorously, I'll have to say. And mortar shelling going back and forth. Grenadiers pushing forwards. Oh, jumping the sandbags. Okay, that was probably a mistake. Northern Soviet flank is taking up though to get tanks, but I think both Soviets are. Yep. Heavy mortar has arrived for the Rifle Division. The 120mm mortar is a truly devastating weapon that the that the Soviet rifle and shock get access to. I believe also artillery, but maybe not. This is essentially firing almost howitzer-sized shells. Actually, some of them are actually higher than howitzer-sized shells, so this is a pretty intense weapon. Really good at dealing with static defenses like the Germans here. Oh, artillery being called in by the Lieutenant. Hetzer against the Valentine. The Hetzer could potentially win that. But needs sight. Now, a neat thing about the Hetzer is that actually their MG on top is actually remote controlled. You don't actually need to be up and arming it yourself. There's actually a guy inside that's controlling it with remote control. It's a very unique setup for a tank destroyer. Oh, Katyusha. Oh, now that is a dangerous weapon indeed.
Political officer deploying now, comrade.
Panzer Grenadiers just staying here in the rear by the rear so far. Front line being smoked. Yeah, but the heavy mortar is very inaccurate, so it's hitting outside the bounds of the map. That's a drawback to using heavier shells, they're inaccurate. Panzer 4G arriving. Now we actually have a Panzer 4 here for the Panzer Grenadiers, and with that they might actually be able to push.
Yes.
Well, the Grenadiers are slowly trying to push upwards here, under fire. Taking out one of the light mortars, but not the heavy mortar. Katyusha opening fire here, destroying a 50. Oh! Ouch! The Katyusha is a truly dangerous weapon.
Yes, comrade.
Soviets have a lot of versatile options, as you might realize, but that's kind of what the Soviets are all about. They're one of the most versatile factions in the mod, I believe. Because most Soviet commanders can do a little bit of everything. Oh god, that was a heavy mortar shell, I think. Destroyed the half-track and almost destroyed those two units, but the Lieutenant himself managed to get out of there. Yeah, the heavy mortar here can be truly hard obstacle to overcome. Hunskas are being armed and a T-34 behind them.
Yes, comrade. Rifleman ready.
The big push is being prepared by the Soviets.
HMG crew is ready. We need orders.
Yeah, the Germans need to figure out what to do next with their movements. Odon's trying to sneak about, but they are being spotted thanks to the recon and the flare. They have to be very careful where they move.
My rifle is ready. Your orders, comrade. Ready. I await your orders.
is attempting to steal our sector.
The heavy mortar will keep shelling the German front line, I think. It's nice to see all the sandbags, though. That'll definitely give them a lot of survivability. And help protect them from shrapnel. Don't think these conscripts are gonna last too long, though. Pushing up might be suicide due to the Maxim. There's also a Soviet recon squad here now, giving exact details on the positions.
Reserves of manpower stand ready to be used. Yes, comrade.
Panzer IV Gs, but oh, a Panzerwerfer! A very nice weapon to try and counter the Katyusha. This is essentially a half-track arm with, I believe, 15 centimeter, yeah, 15 centimeter rockets. So that is a lot of firepower in a small little package. And, oh! A heavy mortar shot straight into the trench. But did you not get the kill? Oh, this is the heavy mortar, my bad. That's the Panzerwerfer. Ooh, a very good one at that. And with that, the Germans are pushing. Because the Sis is no longer manned. Yeah, the Panzer IV can just move up alongside the infantry. That is how you make a push. And the Valentine's down, ammo's cooked. Sherman arriving for the Soviets, the Emcha, as it was called. And Lend-Lease 76 Sherman for the Soviets to use. Like, if you wonder why it's called the Emcha, that's actually Russian for Mickey, I think, or Mickey Mouse. And they call it that because when you look at it from the top, the two, what are they called? Manholes? The, essentially those shafts there, they look like Mickey Mouse ears when they were opened up. And that's generally why they nicknamed it the Emcha, I believe. That's just my understanding of it. Like, it might be totally wrong because I don't know any Russian, but that's just what I read and heard. Which is a funny little thing if it's true. And the Sherman will definitely be a threat to the Panzer IV G. Yeah, I don't think that Panzer IV G has enough penetration to get to the front of a Sherman. The Sherman is very frontally armored. It's trying to fight the T-34. At that close range, that's probably not a good idea. He needs to stand still to be accurate, though. Oh, big Soviet push! We're just overrunning the southern German flank. There's not enough infantry to man it.
We have a forward structure under attack.
Molotovs going in on all the Germans. Ah, the Commissar probably ordered a charge, didn't he? That's the only tactic that works.
The enemy is taking
Now, why is Panzer just in the shed? I guess they might have been forgotten about because focus has been turned to this front. The Grenadiers, though, are gonna be able to hold this, I think. But the heads us down. Took a flanking shot from the T-34. That's Grenadiers to be looking southwards, and once they get there, I think it's over for the conscripts. But these Panzer Grenadiers are very good at that job. Oh, heavy mortar shell right there. Katyusha doing a creeping barrage. Cheeky little thing to do. MTI is slowly going to be creeping up. The second MTI is being prepared. Yeah, good shot from the MTI right there. Yeah, the Panzer IV is not going to be able to fight Germans. Panzer IV H though is coming out, and the Panzer IV H might do a better job than the G. Here's the H. Soviets. Oh, a B4 is coming in. Stalin's sledgehammer is being prepared here by the Rifle Division. This is a 203mm howitzer that it'll literally make you understand why it's called Stalin's sledgehammer. Very expensive to fire, though. And it is so for obvious reasons.
More of our troops have been lost.
Yeah, I don't think the Panzer IV G is going to be able to survive long. Sherman has way too much firepower. Panzer IV H and Grenadier with both Grenadier support. Oh, the H might do a better job. Yeah, and indeed it is. There we go. Good to see from the H. Yeah, the H is doing such a better job. And indeed, 2 kills straight out the gate with the H. Such a better version than the G. That looks like it was a B4 shell. Yep, and it is a B4 barrage hitting in this area. That's gonna stop anything from moving through there for a while. Highly inaccurate weapon though, as you would suspect.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Let's see what hits. Oh, right in the area with the pack. Completely disintegrating the area. Panzer Grenadiers being called in for the Northern Front. The H should be careful though, if he drives too close he could get anti-tank grenade. And it is. Didn't kill it though. Yeah, these Sudan people are really dangerous to deal with. The Germans need to repair that H though immediately. That is not something they want to lose this quickly. Another MG being called in for the Northern Front. Southern Front is getting more conscripts as you would expect of a Rifle Division. Double Panzer Grenadiers now for the Ost Division.
Officers are now available for transfer to the front.
Artillery being called in by the Lieutenant here. T-55 is loading a high explosive shell. Oh, that is devastating. Lieutenant and Panzer Grenadier squad. Panzer IV G moving up to try and buy the H some time, I imagine. Now the G should have practically the same gun as the H, but just less armor. So it could technically win against the MTR if it gets the penetrations. And that's also lucky, it's not getting penetrated by the MTR this time. Loading a heat shell. That'll do the job. It didn't penetrate! Oh my god, the heat didn't penetrate. And I think the G is gonna win. Oh my god. Indeed, the G won. That Katyusha has to get out of there.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
And Grenadiers are still trying to fight back the Russians here. But there's too many Russians coming in. But these Panzer Grenadiers have been out with scope STGs, which do give them a little bit of an advantage. But I think against the sheer amount of conscripts here, it might be too much. You also need to get behind cover. Elephant being called in by the Ost Division. A heavy tank destroyer armed on the Tiger chassis, I believe. Northern Front has lost a lot of its stuff for the Soviet part, and the Germans are getting more and more stuff. So the battle is shifting a lot on either front.
The enemy has killed
Upon trying to sneak up. Beacon is able to spot them on the northern flank. That's why you need recon if you're fighting highly elite forces. But the Panzer IV down here does not know there's an old squad right in front of it. He's actually gonna try and sneak up to throw an anti-tank grenade. Holy shit, the mad lad. Not sure that was worth it, but it will definitely slow down the tank. Well, the Soviets are still holding up the trench line now they've taken. Panzers and comets are behind them directing it. But the Germans will soon have the Elephant, and the Elephant will definitely stop any tanks, but the Elephant is not even designed to deal with infantry. It's a tank destroyer, not a infantry destroyer. More MCHAS on the northern front. The NCHA is really popular with this division. Elephant arriving, also known as the Ferdinand, for those wondering. And the Panzer Grenadiers are going to try and scout ahead for the Elephant, as they should. It's kind of their job. So Ostfront being called in too. Try and shore up the defenses. Well, we now have the Elephant coming up. That's a dead T-34, I think. Yep. 88mm shell going straight through it. So this will definitely stop any Soviet tanks on the southern flag. Problem is, it's only gonna stop tanks. Artillery is being called in though rapidly. Oh! The B-4 is firing up here! Okay. It's supporting his ally, good to see. The Germans are pulling back. You're gonna have triple Panzer IV H's though, which is a very potent force. .100mm AT gun being set up by the Soviets, probably to try and counter the Elephant. These Grenadiers being very brave. Propaganda artillery coming in. We might have engagement on the northern front soon. Oh, that was Panzerwerfer. Yeah, that was a Panzerwerfer from the Germans. So either side is helping one another, and that's good to see.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
And the Panzer Grenadiers though will do a good job if they can get up behind cover. Oh, that might be a stupid move from T-34. Yep. One shot from the 88 and it's down. That's a Katyusha. Oh, and there you can see how powerful the Katyusha is. And the Germans are pushing on the southern flank. Very brave move. 100mm has been taken out. Now we're going to stop the German Panzer Grenadiers moving up here. Not looking good for the Soviets down there. But the Soviets are meanwhile trying to push on the northern front. Like, it keeps shifting on the front line. It's good to see. Yeah, I don't think these conscripts are going to be able to stop the Panzergrenadiers with their Sturmgewehrs. They're trying to arm the 100mm in desperation, probably to try and hit the elephant. And then the fragmentation grenade going. That's a flame corber actually. Followed by a fragmentation grenade. Oh my god, these Panzergrenadiers are doing everything. We're using attack ground with it. Very cheeky with the machine gun.
We have lost the machine gun crew.
So much fighting on these fronts. But that's why you should generally get more Panzergrenadiers, because these guys are just amazing at their job. Especially if they're fighting something like conscripts, they can take them down so easily. Artillery going in though, finally. And he's getting another one of them. You always want two of those, I think. The Panzergrenadiers on the northern front are not the same caliber, but they'll also do a good job. The 90th here, he's going to be armed with more traditional Panzergrenadier equipment. Essentially, they're going to be armed with a precursor of the STG here. But I think the Odon might be a little bit of a grade above them. Pioneers are trying to throw Gabal. Yeah, that's a Gabaldeladnung. Sacrificed themselves, but took out a lot of stuff. And the southern Soviet flank had lost practically everything. He has to stabilize his units.
We have emergency reserves at the ready.
Lieutenant pushing up. Another Panzergrenadier squad here present. But I think that with this action, the Germans have kind of solidified their control over the southern flank for a while. There's a Maxim here in an ambush waiting. It's waiting for the Germans to get into the point to take it. You might be waiting for a much more valuable target. At the Lieutenant or the Panzergrenadiers. They haven't been spotted, he might as well open fire. Panzerwerfer opening fire. Probably around here. Not sure they hit what I wanted to hit, but good attempt. But the conscripts are just not gonna do anything against all these veteran troops. I think with the scope SCDs behind heavy cover and an LMG-42, they will cut down the Maxim in time. The B4's firing though. Oh, yeah, now the Germans have to pull back for a while, I think. The B4 will buy them a lot of time. It's gonna fire 3 shells, I think.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
100mm has been manned again. Oh god, they just lost both the Panzergrenadiers to the B4. The Katyusha's firing again.
Guns have been neutralized. Awaiting orders.
Man, there's so much going on in this one. Second Katyusha going on for the northern front. Soviet squad got team killed by their B4. No surprise. 100mm once again DQ'd. And these Ostfront armed with an LMG-42 is actually doing a good job. Oh, they're just killing everything. Is this a Soviet airstrike coming in? Yeah, the Red Air Force is coming in. Germans are lacking any AA weapons. They only have the MT-42s in their base turrets. It's coming around for another strafe. Oh, hitting over Blitz and the rear of the Panzer IV, destroying it. I would probably invest in an anti-air track if I were them. I'm not sure who gets that as these guys. Troops are trying to shoot it down though. It is flying very low. I think it might go down to the machine gun fire. Yeah, there it goes. I personally think the planes should probably be buffed a little bit. You should definitely need actual anti-air weaponry to shoot down an aircraft. Not just machine guns. Especially not something as heavy as an IL-2. That thing is not gonna be an easy thing to shoot down.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
But the Soviets have prepared a huge force here on the hill. Oh, you can use the truck to salvage? I did not know that. That's cool. Ostfront are now taking over the front line instead of actual Germans.
Our infantry can now rush into the enemy line.
The Elephant is slowly trying to creep up. There's definitely not going to be any tanks that can threaten them while the Elephant is there. Now this T-34 might as well be dead once it gets in range. What I think Rifle Division should do is probably firstly get some more elite infantry. Well, not elite, but actual infantry, not just conscripts. I think the conscripts are really just gonna be feeding into the meat grinder at the moment. Which might be what you want to do, I don't know. It could in the end work out by attrition.
We have been assigned fresh Panzergrenadiers.
Oh, check machine gun on the Lieutenant.
The enemy is attempting.
Ah, he's trying to rush the Elephant. But he's stacking the munitions. Oh, it's because the B4 is firing.
Troops have been lost.
Oh, good shots! But it only stunned the crew. It was right in front of it. But it killed practically all the infantry right there. Like, the B4 should not be underestimated. A direct shot from that thing will destroy the heaviest of tanks. Problem is, it has to hit. I'm not sure what that MT-42 is going to try to do. Another stun from the nearby shell. He's gonna man the 100mm again. Oh! The T-34 survived a shot. Another 100mm is gonna try and hit. But a grenade is gonna go in on it. Oh, he merged! That's the thing conscripts can do. 100mm missed. He really wants to get rid of that Elephant using the 100mm, doesn't he? There we go, one shot! T-34 is down though, and the Elephant might be able to get away. But he keeps merging! Oh my god, that's genius! That's exactly what you can use conscripts for. You can merge squads with them. But out here in the open, they're just gonna get mowed down.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
But the Ostfront will buy him a lot of time because these units are cheap and can match the Soviets in that aspect. You can even give them an extra man because they're veterans. They can actually become a 6-man squad like the Soviets are. And the northern front is just being an artillery fight currently. The hill being covered in craters as well as the road being erased.
Our renovated HQ is ready, and heavy tanks are now available.
This is a lot of Osttruppen. Oh, high explosive on the 100mm! That's a very big shell. Panzerfausting it. They want to destroy it entirely. I don't blame them. Oh, the Udon is flanking. We're a little bit close though to do that, I think. Udon laying mines along the front line. Cheeky move. Some German infantry present here, waiting. Artillery going in the German southern front line again by the Commissar. This B4 is still gonna become a big problem. We'll have to see what happens. They're trying to keep this elephant repaired. Give us a prize there. Excuse me, I had to yawn. Oh boy, the front line is just such a wasteland already. It's only been 47 minutes. The elephant's not even fully repaired. Are you insane? That could be a death sentence. He wants to hit the T-34. But the Soviets just keep running men to the AT gun. I suppose that's the power of conscripts right there. You just keep pushing them out. And he's playing as Rifle Division, who gets them cheaper than normal, I believe. Katyusha's opening fire. Panther is coming out here for the Light Division, though. Yeah, the Panther A. It's not the best version of the Panther, it's only the first version, so, well, early version, so it's not gonna be as good as you would expect, but it's still a valuable tank. The Panther should not be underestimated just because it's the early variant. Oh, the Panzer Grenadiers here actually beating the Odon! These Panzer Grenadiers from Ostdivision should not be underestimated at all. And the Soviets are doing everything to defend this 100mm. You use a truck to repair the front line and reinforce. Oh, here comes the Panzer Grenadiers. It's just a lack of heavy cover here. That's not tank wrecks. That's gonna be a big fragmentation grenade.
One of our AT guns has been neutralized.
No, brutal. None of that is happening on the northern front, though. Just the Udon have been laying mines. And that's gonna be a nightmare for the Germans to try and drive through. Oh, he went for he's going for Command Panther instead. Okay. So the Panther A. Because I think the Command Panther is not a Panther A, so it's actually a pretty good tank. Man, this southern flank has just been a slog. I'm not sure if Ostdivision actually gets access to howitzers, because that would something to invest in. Thanks for firing. But not enough to destroy the 100mm. B4 is ready to fire if needed, though. Oh, I think the Pioneers might be going for a Gewaltladung. But yeah, they cannot get close enough to the 8 Seagans, so they're throwing it here instead. Actually, they could probably have hit them.
We have lost a squad.
But the Panzer Grenadiers here will provide a lot of fire. We're gonna try to sneak on the northern flank. And we have the Command Panther here. But the Ostfront are trying to make a push. I think the Germans might be able to pull through here. There's not a lot of infantry to stop them.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
That's definitely going to give the Germans a bit of an advantage. Yeah, that's not going to work. The Panzer Grenadiers are just too well trained here. And too well armed at that. These squads, it continuously amazes me how good this Panzer Grenadier squad you get from Ostdivision are. The 25th here are really damn good.
We have lost a pack gun.
And well, the northern front is still a mess of a hill. Not much of a change. But the Command Panther seems to be wanting to make a move. The British are firing at the southern flank. Oh, immobilizing the elephant! But Panther did get a shot and destroyed one of the British. But the MTs are pushing in! They need to keep driving forwards. And they hit a mine! Just a light mine though. T-45 supporting too.
We have casualties.
Command Panther is down. But both 85s are gone. That's a huge loss. And on the southern flank, the slog is still continuing. The conscripts are just moving in to be sacrificial scouts for the B4. We need to get rid of that elephant. Just a well-aimed B4 shot, or just a lucky B4 shot is all that needs to happen. Oh, that was close. That was really, really close. But now the Panzer Grenadiers are in range of the base. And the howitzer, and they're gonna start mowing down the crew on it. Super accurate shooting right there. I think Robertus needs to invest in some Fontoviki. Oh, he does. There's the building. He could probably invest in some Fontoviki to just try and hold the front line. We're still have another B4. Another E5 coming out. Yeah, losing the Panther like that is not good. The crew that survived though, so they still have the access to their command abilities. But a tank crew commander is not that good on the front line. Because they're only armed with pistols. Oh, that was a bit of a risky move from that H. Elephant is almost prepared though. Sound like a Panzerwerfer. Didn't hit anything though. Not anything of value anyway. Bronson once again trying to be a pain. I do like that Oberblitz is going around salvaging stuff though to get more resources. Oh shit, now there's two B4s.
More of our troops have been lost.
Now the worst thing is that this is gonna be so damn costly munitions-wise to maintain. Because that's 120 munitions per barrage. He's not gonna be able to afford that. Because they just lack munitions at the moment. Oh, damn, another shot off, but it will kill something. Another commissar's arrived. Not a Panther, this time an actual Panther, not a command Panther. Being called in. And all the Shermans seem to be repaired. This is a brutal front line, but that's the Eastern Front. The Eastern Front tends to be quite brutal to look at. In all aspects of it. Oh, the 85 is definitely going to have a better gun than the Sherman here. But it's not going to have as much frontal armor, I think, or speed. Oh, another Panzerwerfer shot landing. Didn't do too much damage by the looks of it. Oh, what's that 85 doing? There's an elephant and then 100mm around. Oh, high explosive on the 100mm, very nice. He needs to be careful of the elephant though. One shot from that and he's practically dead. Oh, he's trying to get close enough to a Panzerfaust. But the elephant is present. He just drove into the guy using it. That's the 85. Didn't even need to use the elephant there. Oh, both Panzer Grenadiers did it again. He keeps losing the Panzer Grenadiers though. That's harsh to see. Panther has arrived though. Panther A. I'd like to see if they can actually do a difference. Panzerwerfer firing again.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by.
There's still mines everywhere though. It looks like a Oberblitz arrived with some more Panzer Grenadiers. But now the Panther's present, but it's only a Panther A. And I don't think the Panther A is going to be able to stand up to this. Yeah, the MTS might be on the warpath, but it's the same to decide against it. There's other packs here covering the southern flank, so... Definitely quite the front line. But more and more conscripts streaming onto the field. You can see how much he's already recovered. Conscripts can just be churned out on the field so cheaply. I need repairs for that Panther. The MTS are moving forwards. But there's a lot of packs here covering the southern flank. Or at least the flanking area. So I don't think these MTS are going to have an easy time. Conscripts once again did a little bit of a suicidal push to get sight for the B4. Another shot near the elephant immobilized it. Mortar half track is finally taken care of. But this is a very suicidal way to use Russian men. Like, it might work, but it's very costly and it might actually be more valuable to keep them alive. Oh, elephant almost got destroyed there though. But just wasting your men, even conscripts, do seem like it might be a little bit of a risky move. Although, to be honest, he's doing a really good job with it. Despite everything, he's still holding the front line. But he needs more men in the fields. He balled that long, so that's that front line gone again. Oh, not! It actually didn't do much.
Infantry squad has been killed.
Is that a counter barrage? Ah, yes, Ostfront does get a howitzer. He's trying to fight back, but he should use the counter barrage ability instead, I'd say. Because that's blind firing into the area you think it is. It's not gonna work. Lieutenant is slowly taking territory here. I'm with MP40s. More Ostfront coming up.
Our infantry
Katusha firing again on the northern front. Oh, hitting the Panther straight on it. Oh, that hurts. Ah, one howitzer shell actually did hit the B4 there.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
The front line on the hill is still just a crater by the looks of it. But the southern flank has really just become a wasteland. Like, it's really cool to see how this battle kind of embodies the brutality of the Eastern Front. Despite being only a 2v2, like I thought before would probably be better. But then it would be so much for me to keep a track of that I would not like that. I generally like 2v2s and 1v1s because it's a lot easier to keep track of where all the action is going on. B4 firing again. A bit of an overshot, but that's the issue with the big guns, they're very inaccurate. You don't use the B4 for accuracy. You use it to scare your enemy into submission. Panzer for firing, probably around here. Yeah, definitely seems so. Oh, excuse me. Holy shit, but that was also a very big B4 just as I burped. Holy shit. Did I do that? I apologize.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
That was so unexpected. I apologize, Aerox Shaku. I did not expect to do that. And another one. Yeah, that should be that barrage entirely done. These guys, like...
Our soldiers are trained.
He keeps losing them, but it's good he gets replacements on because he probably realizes that these guys gets the job done. That whenever they're on the field, they just mow down the conscripts as if they were nothing. Especially with the scoped STGs and when they get an LMG-42. 85 in a bad position, yeah. So the Germans with double Panthers might be confident enough to try and push the hill now. Oh shit, that Panther might have been in trouble. But there is another Panther. And the German is down. But there are mines. And TM-35s is the mines you have to be wary of when you're in a tank. And there's one right there.
A commissar has joined our ranks.
Ooh, that Panther has to be very careful. On the southern flank, the Soviets are still getting more conscripts to replace their losses. German infantry pushing up. This will both serve to clear the minefields. Like that. Oh, that was not the TM-35, that's an anti-infantry mine. Red Air Force is coming in. Oh, destroyed the Oberblitz. Oh, the Soviets set up a rapid front line here, but I think the artillery here is going to end it. Oh, nice artillery barrages. Scout car arriving, being armed with the autocannon. A very good choice when the enemy has like no tanks. You could probably upgrade the Ostfront to get an extra man, in all honesty. It would increase their survivability. Many people tend to oversee that ability. Oh, good attempt with that anti-tank grenade, but it missed. Another 85, a second 85. So yeah, it looks like the Northern Soviet front is shifting from MTs to 85s. They need something that can pierce the Panther. The MT might be able to do it, but it's not as reliable as the 85, I think. And they're gonna notice there's a big pack front here. That's a really good position for a pack front, by the way. That looked like another B4 hit destroying the scout car.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
And more artillery going in too. Oh my, this is just still going. Oh, another B. Yeah, it's just the front line here is getting so destroyed.
Political officer deploying now, comrade.
The elephant is still present though. But the Germans just need to make a breakthrough somewhere because the Soviets don't actually have a lot to stop them. I'd say like if the Ost player here like went for Stukes, they could probably push through. Like infantry support by Stukes, that's a really good tactic, and it's actually what the Germans did in real life.
Our soldiers are trained to advance.
Oh, and the mines are definitely showing themselves here. Oh, we're destroying one Panther. You'll learn that this entire hill is mined. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god! Oof. If they creep a little bit closer up, they're dead. Ow! An 85 hit the flank. Good shot, but he got shot back. Well, the southern flank, the brutality continues as the meat grinder intensifies. The elephant is creeping up. Not really a big fan of that elephant usage. It's just being a big magnet for the B4 shots. Like, I personally think Stukes would be a very good choice to go to here. Like, down tech and get the Stukes. That's just my opinion. Like, people really underestimate the Stukes for some reason. Despite that was actually how the Germans fought a lot. The Stukes was like a cornerstone of German panzer assault tactics, mostly because the Stukes ended up replacing tanks simply because they didn't have enough tanks. And the Stuk was pretty reliable. Now, this might be a dead squad here.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
The 50 gun, that scout car is always immobilized in a pretty bad position, but they can repair it quickly. And it's repaired. Lucky for them. But now its side is open.
Taking our territory.
No penetration. And no penetration. The frontal armor on the elephant is very high. There we go, it hit on the side. But as you can tell, it has no real anti-infantry capability. On the northern flank, they still have one Panther present.
Yes, comrade.
The Soviet conscripts are pretty relentless at the moment. Yeah, he needs more automatic weapons to shoot them. Oh, another good anti-tank grenade. Almost destroying it.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
Pioneer's been requisitioned to repair the thing. And now the Ostfront with the Lieutenant's orders are trying to make a pushback. Some grenadiers are trying to draw the fire. You're seeing so many non-Germans fighting today. That's gonna win an engagement for the Germans, I think. Because that Commissar cannot hold that much on his own. As much as you might think, yeah, he is the embodiment of the will of Stalin. He goes down to bullet like any other man, and has ragdoll physics that make him fly. More conscious for moving in suicidally.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
Actually, with vodka activated, they're actually doing okay. One more conscripts keep coming in.
More of our troops have been lost.
Looks like the Panzerwerfers are firing again. Ah, he overshot. He was thinking the Soviet lines were further back. I have not seen a slug of a fight in the 2v2 for this long. Like, this is over an hour long already. That's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, these are MP38s, not MP40s. Oh, interesting. Did not realize they were MP38s. Now the Panther's trying to make a push upwards. Oh, Panther's definitely doing its job here. Keeping infantry near it, as you should. Soviet Air Force has been called in for a bombing run though. Oh, he barely survived, but he's immobilized and stuck, and the 85s are going in for the kill. But the gun is still operational, and yet 85 has no gun! So I think that Panther managed to survive. Another Panther survived though. Oh, he repaired. Oh, you could use that to repair criticals. That's right, you can use Global Blitz to do that. How useful. Oh, the Germans have lost a lot of their troops though on the southern flank. And the Soviets are just keep pulling more men in. Oh, the Elephant got decrewed. Oh my. I need to see though what the Germans do to make a comeback. Like, it could be anyone's game still at this point, to be honest, because the front line has barely moved. And both sides are taking severe casualties. We are starting to see a lot less Odon present though. They keep getting spotted by the recon infantry here. Aufklarer. Got a Panzerwerfer firing, probably in this area. Oh, good shots right there, destroying the 85. That's gonna make him more open to the Panzers. Problem is, there's probably still a lot of mines. You got 85 firing too. Panzer Grenadiers, and Volksgrenadiers all present here. So the Panthers are prepared to make their move though. Got a scout car moving up.
Our soldiers are trained to advance rapidly.
It's being pinned though. Oh, the conscripts are trying to flank around this time. I think the Soviets cannot hold the hill much longer. It's been completely flattened and covered in craters. Now the Panthers starting to move in. Looks like the Soviet Air Force is being called in though to try and slow down the Panthers. Oh, that's a brave 85.
The enemy has destroyed one of our...
Oh, that was a B4 shot. And now the Red Air Force is circling in. Oh, a flak has actually been set up. Very nice. Try and deal with all the aircraft. Very good usage of the open blitz repair ability. Oh, an overshot, but that almost destroyed a lot of things.
We are losing Soldaten.
He keeps getting the scout cast for something. I don't know what. I think it's getting through the area where the minefields are, so his Panthers are in the clear now to start just wreaking havoc on the Soviet defenses of what's left of them. Now more artillery is away. I think this might be the end of the Soviets. I think the Germans have turned this around to their favor. It took a while though. And kind of shows the attritional power of the Soviets. The Germans just held on. And with the ability to hold on, now with the scout car, I think they got this handled. Not a good rifle tank grenade there. Not a rifle grenade though. The combined arms of the Germans here is just slowly creeping in the Soviet position. And the rugged defense of the Ostfront has actually held out against the swarm of conscripts, while the more elite forces fought over the hill. The Soviet Air Force is going to come in for another attempt at a bombing run. Uh-oh, but the Panthers has lost it. Oh, that's not good. One bombing run was all it took. I'm not sure what the Soviets were attempting to do with that, but and what to be called, they want to disable that B4. And there we go, the Soviets surrender. Their position is untenable at this point. So they'll have to pull back and prepare for another push back against the Germans. The Germans held fast against the Soviet assaults. Nice to see. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye bye.